So, Shrek 2 picks up right after the first movie, and after having so much fun explaining the first part, I think it's only fair that we complete the series. So, grab a snack and let's begin. Prince Charming goes full main character mode as he journeys to the Dragon's Keep, ready to rescue Princess Fiona from her tower. As he pulls up, expecting a damsel in distress, instead, he finds a big bad wolf just casually chilling in her bed, flipping through a magazine like it's no big deal. The wolf hits him with the plot twist. Fiona's already been rescued and is currently living her best life on a honeymoon after that whole Lord Farquaad situation in the first movie. Charming's just left there standing, confused and shook. Like, honeymoon? With who? So, picture this: mud baths, bug snacks, and romantic strolls through the swamp, where the wildlife includes things like mosquitoes and slimy creatures. Yet, to Fiona, it's perfect. She's finally with the one she loves in a place that feels like home. After returning from their chaotic but wholesome honeymoon, Fiona and Shrek find a surprise waiting for them: an invitation to a royal ball hosted by her parents as a mean to celebrate their marriage. Shrek, being the homebody swamp king he is, wants no part of it. But Fiona convinces him to go, and of course, Donkey invites himself along for the ride because what's a fairy tale road trip without the adorable sidekick, right? They travel to the kingdom of far, far away, which really is far, far away, and it is basically like medieval Beverly Hills. When they arrive, the royal reception is not so great. Fiona's parents, King Harold and Queen Lillian, are stunned. They expected Prince Charming to show up with their daughter, not a giant green ogre and his talking donkey. The queen tries to stay polite, but the king, oh, he is fully spiraling. Turns out that he had made a deal for Prince Charming to rescue Fiona and break her curse so that she would go back to being her human form and live the perfect fairy tale life. But instead, she ended up marrying Shrek and stayed her original yoga form. Definitely not the royal glow up her parents had in mind. Later that evening at dinner, things go downhill fast. Shrek and King get into a heated argument, like full on in laws throwing shade energy about how Shrek and Fiona would raise a family. The tension is so thick you could cut it with a sword. Fiona, completely over this drama, storms off and locks herself in the room, disgusted and hurt both by her father and her husband. While she's crying alone, she gets a surprise visit from none other than her fairy godmother, who does this whole montage on how she is the it diva. Instead of offering her sparkles and support, the fairy godmother is visibly thrown off by Fiona's form. It's definitely not what she was expecting. After the horrible, exhausting day, at night, Shrek is spiraling. He's convinced that he might not be the right person for Fiona after all. His insecurities hit a new level when he finds Fiona's old childhood diary and reads that she once had a major crush on Prince Charming. That stings hard. And now Shrek's really starting to wonder if he really fit into her happily ever after. Meanwhile, King Harold gets cornered by the godmother and her son, Prince Charming. Yup, it's a full on shady family business. They are not happy. Turns out, the king had once made a promise that Fiona would marry Charming, and now he's seriously messing up their fairy tale endgame. They give him an ultimatum: get rid of Shrek or else. Feeling the pressure, Harold pretends to bond with Shrek by inviting him and Donkey on a chill little hunting trip. Spoiler, it's 100% setup. The hunting trip is actually a trap. He's arranged for them to be taken out by an assassin, and not just any assassin. Enter Puss in Boots, a tiny sword wielding cat from Spain with big eyes and an even bigger energy. He may look adorable, but this feline means business. So the next morning, Fiona wakes up to find Shrek missing. She immediately rushes down and asks her father if he's seen him. Harold just avoids the question and brushes it off, says that he loves his daughter and he only wants what's best for her. Fiona isn't buying it. She's definitely suspicious. The tension just keeps building. In the forest, Puss in Boots fails to take down Shrek. So, in a rare moment of honesty and self defense, the little feline admits that he was actually hired by Harold to do the job. Feeling guilty, he realizes he messed up. He offers to join forces with both to make things right. Donkey's still not fully trusting him, but he reluctantly agrees. However, Shrek, on the other hand, is wowed away by Puss's cuteness and wit. The trio sneaks into Fairy Godmother's potion factory, which is essentially this sketchy underground club for magical fixes. They're on a mission to grab a happily ever after potion, which Shrek believes will restore Fiona's love for him. It's a risky plan, but at this point, he's so desperate to win his wife back, he's willing to take this dangerous, risky leap. After nearly getting caught and spilling all the potions in the factory, they escape. Back in the forest, Shrek and Donkey decide that they're going to do it. They both take a swig of the happily ever after potion, and it's a whole vibe shift. It starts raining and they fall into a deep sleep. But when they wake up, they realize the potion's wild effects. Shrek's gone from an ogre to a handsome man with button nose and thick wavy locks. Meanwhile, Donkey, who's now a full on stallion, is living his best pony life. They quickly realize that in order for the transformation to stick, Shrek has to kiss Fiona before midnight. I mean, why is every fairy tale laced with an obsession to kiss at midnight? So, no pressure, right? They rush back to the castle, but when they get there, they discover that Potion's magic didn't just change Shrek, it changed Fiona as well. She's back in her human form, looking as if she's just stepped out of a fairy tale. Just when Shrek thinks he might win Fiona over again, the fairy godmother, who's absolutely livid about the stolen potion, pulls out some next level villain moves. She sends Prince Charming to the castle to impersonate Shrek and win Fiona's love. A classic move, right? Her evil mind games work, and he ends up leaving the castle heartbroken. She convinces him that an ogre and a princess can never really be together. I mean, it doesn't make sense. And that Fiona would be so much happier with Prince Charming, her true love. So Shrek, burdened by all of this, walks away, even though it hurts like crazy and it feels in his heart that it's wrong. So, to make sure that Fiona falls for Prince Charming, the fairy godmother gives Harold a love potion to slip into her tea. When he hesitates, she straight up threatens him, saying she'll undo his happily ever after if he doesn't comply. This exchange gets overheard by the trio, and as soon as they're spotted, they run for their lives. But it's too late. They get caught in the act and they're arrested by the royal guards and thrown into a dungeon. So, while the royal ball is happening and all these fairy tale celebrities are making an appearance, the trio is stuck in a dungeon until their friends show up. They free them and then go all out and create the massive gingerbread man named Mongo, who's who's strong enough to break through the castle's defenses. It is as ridiculous and as awesome as it sounds, and Mongo, he basically becomes a walking wrecking ball. Shrek races to stop Charming from kissing Fiona, but it's too late. Instead of falling for Charming, Fiona clocks him with a headbutt. Girls got strength and boundaries. So, in a plot twist, King Harold reveals that he never actually gave his daughter the love potion. And at that moment, Fairy Godmother flips out and attacks Shrek. So a big, full on fight breaks out, and in a shocking moment of redemption, Harold steps in front of Shrek to save him. In an act of self sacrifice, he takes the spell and the attack intended for Shrek. The spell bounces off his armor, and the magic disintegrates Fairy Godmother into bubbles. Poof, she's gone. But the king, on the other hand, is not the king anymore. It's a frog. He apologizes for his actions and gives the couple his blessing. The Frog Prince gets his redemption arc and the story gets its happy ending. As the clock strikes midnight, Shrek and Fiona, now free from the potion's effects, decide to let the magic wear off. They transform back into their ogre selves, and honestly, they look pretty great. Donkey, despite not being too thrilled about the magic wearing off, reluctantly turns back into his donkey self. The party continues and the vibes are all celebratory. And so we are at the end of the movie, and this is where we leave them. Shrek and Fiona in their form, happily ever after as ogres. So I will see you in my next video. Until then, take care and bye.